This week's Terriermon Assistant episode dropped on Wednesday. We go behind the scenes of the development of Digimon Storytime Stranger, with the producer Hara P. and director Yusuke Tomono as guests. Terriermon Assistant dives deep into the making of the game. They started by showing how they built the model for Greymon based on the original material, how to place the bones and joints in the base skeleton. They now use something called sculpting to create details like hands so they don't just look like round shapes as in the past. At the same time, to avoid making wrinkles and other elements look too realistic, things you wouldn't actually want to see, they use retopology to simplify those details. Next, they define the muscle movement range in CG by assigning weights, which control which part bulges when another part moves. They've optimized the number of bones and polygons in the models. Then they paint the textures, add the bones, set the weights, and the model is complete. Of course, they all start from the famous T-pose seen in games. When hardware changes, they sometimes reuse models, but this time they chose to remake them, especially famous Digimon models. For example, the models from Cyber Sleuth were originally made for handheld consoles, so now Agumon and Greymon ended up having different data structures. This time, all of them have been built from scratch. 450 in total. There were even more at first, but they had to reduce the number for processing reasons. The programmer said, "This is the load we can handle. No more." They had to lighten the load without losing the atmosphere, for example in Central Town. As for human models, they convert the designs into 3D, allowing them to view and swap expressions. Smaller or in-training Digimon take less time to make than human characters, but Ultimate, Mega, or Digimon with complex parts take longer than humans. When it comes to skills, the motion designer explained that they research animations and reference materials, then create the motions while checking the effects. They use something called a rig, a controller that lets them manipulate the model. Bones move in linked sets, and the rig is the mechanism that links those bones together. Every Digimon has its own rig, so once the model is complete, the motion animation team takes over to add movement. They don't just animate the Digimon, they also control the camera. They then add effects like muzzle flashes. For example, Agumon or Greymon's fireball is a single animation with added brightness, but if someone asks to brighten the whole scene more because it looks too dark, the animation team might refuse. Sometimes they also use motion capture, which records movements humans can actually do, but since many Digimon moves are impossible for humans, they manually set keyframes and freeze the motion at specific angles over and over again. For characters with previous anime appearances, it's easy to find references. For Beelstarmon's skill, she performs a whirlwind kick with guns hidden in her heels while unleashing a barrage of bullets. The bullets fired from the guns are created separately, so the final attack includes gunfire from her feet as well. For special moves, they use various reference materials, illustrations from the card game, collaborating with card artists who create detailed designs for in-game use. For example, Wargreymon's Terra Force was remade 3 times to reach the highest quality possible. They compare what was made in the first year to the 3rd year to check if the standard they aim for is still consistent. It seems other materials have been remade even more times, possibly Enjomon's. Some things are redone up to 5 times, like a 2-year-old model they still feel isn't good enough. They also consult Digimon professors for feedback. In part 2, they'll talk about the art book, show more models, and present the area that serves as the Digimon's living base. Here's a sneak peek at the Digimon adventure. Crystal of Atlan collaboration items. Patamon will join your adventure as an adorable bauble alongside new collaboration titles and avatar frames. Perfect proof that you are a destined adventurer. The Digimon Adventure, Crystal of Atlan collaboration version launches on August 21st. New additions to the Digimon reference book, Turbomon, Champion Beast Virus, a quadrupedal beast Digimon with wheel-like carapaces covering its legs. By rapidly spinning these carapaces while lying prone, it is able to travel in the manner of a motor vehicle, an odd sight sure to stick with anyone who sees it. However, this peculiar ability also grants it a level of mobility impossible for ordinary creatures, such as rapidly moving backwards or making jumps and steep turns. It puts this mobility to good use in battle with powerful accelerated tackles, but is also capable of a more tactical fighting style by kicking up dust clouds to blind enemies. It can rear up on two legs and walk, if only for a short time. However, it rarely does so even outside of battle, as its complete set of shells seems more convenient for movement. Its special move, Brutal Wheel, sees it spin the shells on its front legs at high speed to grind enemies down. It can also spin its entire body at great velocity with Crush Gear spin before crashing into the enemy, sending it flying. Maneuvermon, Ultimate Beast, Virus. A beast Digimon with a unique shape, reminiscent of a fighter jet. Its appearance brings to mind Bird and Bird Dragon Digimon, but unlike most bird Digimon, it is notable for its bone-hard wings that slice through the air and the jet engine-like organs which enable it to fly. It enjoys giving other Digimon rides in the cockpit-like organ on its neck. But as this requires getting in through its mouth, it often finds that they are not open to the idea. As it enjoys flying, it rarely descends from the sky. But on the rare occasions it lands to rest, it exposes the landing gear-like arms hidden within its body before using them to touch down. As might be expected from its mastery of flight, it specializes in aerial combat. It also has a wide range of offensive capabilities, such as the ability to discharge electricity from its claws and bionic missiles stowed in its chest. Its special move, Brutal Aerobatics, sees it confuse enemies with acrobatic maneuvers before hitting them with its bionic missiles, and it can use Folgore to fire a barrage of electricity from its claws to scorch its enemies. The Paratroopers Brigade, Folgore, is an airborne brigade of the Italian army. Its core units are 3 battalions of paratroopers. The name Folgore is Italian for lightning. These new Digimon appear to take inspiration from Crush Gear Turbo. This Japanese anime television series created by Sunrise aired from October 2001 to January 2003, spanning 68 episodes. In the Crush Gear world, a gear is a hand-sized, customizable toy car designed for optimal performance in battles known as gear fighting, a competitive game that's central to the series. Several gears from both Crush Gear Turbo and its sequel series were released by Bandai as part of a dedicated toy line. These forms debuted in the Digimon Liberator novel Side Stories Debug 17.1 and 17.2. From the look of it, these evolutions make up the Beast branch of Makinamon's line, and you can even see the same facial markings carried over.